Hey y'all, today I'm going to tell you why I'm holding a court order and why the state of Oklahoma thinks that's illegal. My name is Andrew. This is the OK Humvee. Well, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Andrew. This is my 2002 AM General Humvee. It's the M1123 variant, straight from the government. And if you're here, you've read the title and you know that it's landed me in a little bit of hot water with the government. So today I'm going to tell you why I have a court order, what the issue is, where things stand up today, and the future of the channel and the OK Humvee. So let me get started way back 3 years ago when I bought this thing. This is an actual government surplus truck that I bought from a website called GovPlanet. Now GovPlanet is not a dealership. They auction vehicles on behalf of the US government and its agencies. I bought this, had it shipped here. Now I knew that this is a military vehicle. It is different from the Hummer civilian versions. You may think, I see the civilian Hummers all the time. Well, you do. They have the normal number of VIN digits needed to get a title and a tag, and most of the time when you buy one, it has a title with it. What you may not know is if you buy a surplus vehicle from the government, it's probably not going to have a title, especially Humvees. Why is that an issue? You need a title to get a plate. So, what do you do if you don't have a title? Well, if you're buying a military surplus truck from the government, you can receive an SF-97 form. Now this document, it's a federal document from the United States government. This is the certificate to obtain a title to a vehicle. The undersigned department or agency of the United States government certifies that this vehicle, described herein, the property of the United States government, has been transferred on this day of this month of this year to the transferee designated herein, and that is the first transfer of such vehicle in ordinary trade and commerce subsequent to acquisition therefore the United States government. Yada yada. Certificate to obtain title to a vehicle. According to the government, this should be all I need. But that's not good enough for the state of Oklahoma. Even though in 2002, Oklahoma House Bill 3179 passed. Governor Stitt signed it, sent its way out, and it established regulations allowing former military surplus vehicles to be titled and registered for on-road use, provided they meet the standard safety equipment requirements. And in my mind, this truck meets those. It's got headlights, it's got brake lights, it's got turn signals, it's got mirrors when I put them on. It should be street legal. I've done everything I can to make it street legal. That's why I've waited this long to even go through this process. It's even got insurance already. And I knew that this might be a little bit of a circus. So I called ahead to a bunch of tag agencies. Hey, have you ever dealt with the SF-97 form for a former military vehicle? I've got all the paperwork. I need to tag it and title it. I need a title so that I can register it and be street legal. A lot of them said, no, we don't have experience, but come, we'll email. It's like, nah. So I started asking around, found one, called them about 30 minutes away. Oh yeah, we do that all the time. We're very familiar with registering military vehicles. No problem, great. I drive 30 minutes north, I walk in with my paperwork. Here's all my forms. Oh man, we've never seen this before. We're gonna have to call the Oklahoma Tax Commission. And this is where my problem started. Left my information. They said they'd get back to me. They called me back really quick. It was that evening or the next morning. Hey, I heard back from the Oklahoma Tax Commission. This is not sufficient paperwork. Well, what do you mean? This is all I have. Well, they're saying they need a dealer identification number. I didn't buy it from a dealer. Well, you're just gonna have to call them. So this is where the runaround started. I called of the Oklahoma Tax Commission. She's the one who originally sent that email to the tag agency. Went back and forth. We've told GovPlanet they need to issue a dealer number. I said, okay, I will call them. I called GovPlanet 3 or 4 times, talked to all the people in their compliance department, the law department. Everyone said this is all the documentation you need. Not only can they not give me a dealer ID number, they do not have one. If they had one, they could give it to me, but they don't have one. They're not owning, they're facilitating the sale from the government. So I called back at the Oklahoma Tax Commission. She said, well, that's too bad, I can't help you. You're gonna have to petition the state for a court-ordered title. What? How am I supposed to do that? What are you talking about? The law says it can be titled and registered, not at your discretion. Okay, sure, I'll play by the rules because I want this to be legal. I want to do it the right way. What do I need to do to petition the state for a court-ordered title? Well, it turns out you have to contact your local judges, which the best way to do that is through your local county court clerk's office. So, tag agency, tax commission, GovPlanet, back to tax commission. Now we're calling and emailing all the county clerk's offices in the area. Some of them got back to me, some of them not. I sent this long email kind of explaining everything. And I was actually shooting a video when I got this call. Directed by multiple different agencies now to you guys. I'm trying to get a title for my, it's a military surplus Humvee, and I'm just trying to follow all the right things, and they directed me to you guys.
I don't know what to tell you have to have.
So they said now I need a court order for the title from the...
Okay, yeah, you have to file a petition, and it's like 168 or something like that to file.
Okay, how do I go about...
Okay, Judge Kirkley's the only one that does that.
Okay.
And the thing is he won't be, he's in meetings this afternoon. It could be the following, not this next Monday or Tuesday, but the following Monday or Tuesday.
That's totally fine.
Okay.
So
you might holler at us. He travels.
Okay, so I just need to call, or do I need to bring documentation, or what's that?
You need to call us to be sure. He'll be here the 23rd and the 24th.
So I just call back on the 23rd or the 24th and talk to y'all then?
Yes.
Okay. Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye. 23rd or the 24th? On February 23rd at 8 a.m., remind me to call the judge. Finally, I find one that will do it. Start asking around some more. Nobody knows. You're gonna have to get a lawyer involved. And I'm thinking, this is not looking good. Luckily, my buddy who actually helped the law get passed, he was part of writing 3179 because he had this issue when it wasn't a law. And he said, first of all, this is ridiculous. You should not be having these issues with the Oklahoma Tax Commission. Clearly someone doesn't know the law and your rights. However, if you want to push it through, call this courthouse. So I did. It's not anywhere near me. So I emailed, called, got a hold of them. They immediately sent over the documentation required to petition the state for a court-ordered title. Here's what you need, if you are curious. You have your court order document. You have to fill out your top of the information, and assuming it passes, the judge will sign all this bottom stuff. This is one that I messed up on. Everything's redacted. All my documentation has been sent in. This is the civil cover sheet. It's miscellaneous civil, don't know what that means, for the state of Oklahoma and Cleveland County, and just a little bit about yourself. Then you have to send and fill out your application for a court order. Basically, why don't you have a title, why you feel like you get a title, and any relevant information. So they need 2 copies because they don't have a copy machine there at the courthouse. You also have to provide any forms of proof. So I've got my SF-97, the letter that came with the SF-97, my receipt, proof of purchase, all that fun stuff. Make a bunch of copies, put it in a manila envelope, put a check in there for $107.43, and ship it off and wait 4 to 6 weeks to find out if the judge signs my court order. And that's where we are now. We're waiting. I shipped this off 2 weeks ago. I'm still waiting. I assume it will be more the 6 weeks than the 4 weeks, and that's if I'm lucky. So let's talk about what happens next. If the judge does sign my court order, I can go to the tag agency, present that. They'll give me a title, and I can get a license plate, and I'll be driving down the road, my happy little self. If that doesn't work, and they say for some reason no, which I can't imagine them doing, but my luck this far, nothing would surprise me. There are loopholes. That route's a little bit more expensive, and it seems it is legal. It doesn't seem like it should be legal. And man, it's just the principle of it. Like the law says, title my truck. So, fingers crossed that this judge is having a great day when he reads my paperwork and he says, oh yeah, this is a no-brainer. Let's get this guy a title. Plus, I kind of just want to stick it to the Oklahoma Tax Commission. Like, what are you guys doing? There's a law there for a reason. Anyways, if that doesn't work, there's sites, companies that will help you out. Like Dirt Legal, I think is one of them. Basically, you work with them, you send them money and your information. They file an LLC on your behalf in states like Montana and send you a title. You transfer your title to your home state, no problem. Oklahoma has no problem with me transferring a title if it's got a title. That doesn't seem like it's legal. Currently it's legal. It's just a little sketchy. And it costs $1,000, so I don't want to go that route. So fingers crossed the judge is feeling good when he reads that. Yeah, let's get that guy a title. Take it to the tag agency, no problem. I get the custom plate I want, and I'll be driving around in no time. But I'm not going to let it get me down. I'm going to keep working on the truck as if I've already got a title. And we're not missing too much more things to be able to enjoy it a little bit more. So first thing I do, I got to weld up the exhaust. I've got the tubing. I bought the pre-built kit off Amazon. I just need to tack it together under the truck, pull it off, and weld it. And then probably wrap it because the welds are not going to look pretty. The transfer case output shaft seal has a leak. I showed a video clip last time I drove it. That looks pretty straightforward, knock on wood. I hope I didn't jinx it. Those seals should be here next week. The belt tensioner is bad. At least I hope that's the issue. Next, the belt tensioner is bad. I think the spring in the belt tensioner is bad. Here's a clip from last time where you can see it bouncing around, it's causing the belt to squeak. I hope it's that. I hope it's not timing or something weird, but we got a new one of those coming. I need to check the front suspension. I remember when we took one of the wheels off to put the motor in, there was play in one of the joints, and I don't remember what. They probably all need to be looked at, so that's on the list before I drive it any kind of distance. As you know from this clip, the front driver's side wheel needs a few more wheel studs. I need to put the seat belts in. That's kind of a big deal because it doesn't have doors. And then I need to finish the floor or just go ahead and buy like H1 rocker panel protection. It's like a C-shaped, or it's not C, it's a U-shaped channel that fits under the footwells. I think I may do that because it's steel. And even with the seat bolted in, it is very flimsy. It feels like it's gonna rip out. Even if I reinforce the floor with my original plan, I don't think that's gonna be enough to make me feel good about it. So we're gonna look at getting some of those put in soon. And then, yeah, I mean, other than the not having a plate, we can drive it. And then it's all the fun stuff. Lights, paint, wheels and tires, maybe fix the front springs with something that levels it out a little bit. Sound deadening, man, all the fun stuff. We're getting really close. So for today, still got time. Weather's nice. Let's pull off the steering wheel. Court adjourned. But before we go any further, I need to tell you that you need to like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers this year, and I need your help. So let's make it happen, Captain. Love you. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and pull this off. That's where, oh, might need the light. That's where I kept cutting my hand. I don't know if that's blood or rust, but hopefully I don't get tetanus. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this off. Basically, we're gonna pull this out. There's like a little thing in there. There's a bolt, you undo the bolt, and then we're gonna use our puller to try to pull this guy off. So one thing I'm noticing that I have never noticed before is I think my retaining clip is missing. I feel like there should be a clip right there. Yeah, and that's not supposed to just spin. So, all right, step 1, remove the retaining clip, done. Step 2, oh my gosh. Pull this out. Okay, all right, well, there you go. Ta-da. Yeah. Okay. That is your plug wiring. We got to take this nut off, and then those 2 holes in there. We're gonna see if I think I've got a puller that can bolt into there, and yeah, see if that works. Okay, so this is a 15/16 like locking hub nut thing. And it just zips right off because that's the easy part. 15/16, get that little guy. Now we gotta use the puller. So you see those 2 holes. We're gonna, God, those are rusty. We're gonna see if we can get this off. So right now, I'm making sure that this threads in okay since it's so rusty. And this one went in fine. I had to persuade it, so I'll try this other one. So these are pretty rusty threads. You want to make sure that these are, these are going to go in before you start messing with your whole contraption. Okay, those will work. These are from my These are from my kit. I will show you said kit. It'll be those. So pull these, we'll get that together. Praying the steering wheel comes out. So how does this work? This is your puller. This is your removable end. There's a couple different ones. Basically, you have this little contraption with your washers that I don't have on here yet. You line these up into those 2 holes I showed you. That's why you need washers. And then you start cranking on this. As it pushes, it's gonna pull this out, and eventually it'll pop out, at least in theory. We'll see if that happens or if I break it. All right, let's see if we can get this. Daggum. All right, hold that thought. Let's go to O'Reilly's. I guess I'll take this one with me so that I can make sure it's smaller than this one. It's basically, that's disgusting. Also, I may need to take, well, that might just be part of the steering wheel. Okay. Here's the problem. This and these are too wide. That center diameter is too wide. I need it to be narrower so these bolts can be closer. So, what the internet says is sometimes right. This will not work. So let's go find one that does. Well, no one local has what I'm looking for. So, you know, I'm giving it to Amazon. I'll buy this. It'll be here in the morning. I think this will have enough clearance for the side bolts to be close enough. So we'll try this and see how it goes, and I'll let you know. I mean, I'm going to wait for it to get here and then do it. But for you, just wait 2 seconds. And I'm just kidding. It's still not the next day. You'll notice a cut. But before we go any further, I need to take a second and thank today's sponsor, me. Yeah, I'm paying for all these parts, but you can help by buying merch. So the hoodies, the hats, I got some new stuff coming on there that I'm pretty excited about that I'll be showing you soon. Stickers, all kinds of stuff. And if you have an idea of something you want to see, let me know. Someone actually put in an order not too long ago, and he liked it. And you don't just have to take my word for it.
My name's Kale, and this is the OK Humvee mouse pad. So I thought I'd do a little unboxing or unwrapping video rather. All right, here we go. Very durable, very Humvee-esque. All right. Moment of truth. Let's see what we got here. Dude. This is sweet. Look at this. That right there is better than okay. This is awesome, man. I love it. It's really good quality too. That's gonna work well. I'm gonna set it up in my own space. Very excited, man. Thanks again. Oh, also this video has been sponsored by Leatherman. Real Man use Leatherman and the Girl Scouts of America.
Thank you, Kale, for those kind words. And yeah, Girl Scouts of America, specifically the tag-alongs, are my favorite. So yeah, go buy some merch, help us out, and let's get back to pulling the steering wheel off. Okay, we're back. As you know, that other puller wasn't gonna work. So I found this on the Amazon. I think it'll work. So we're gonna find out. My paper towel roll just blew off of the, oh geez. How does that even happen? I don't know if you could hear it on the mic, but I just look over, it's like, what the heck? I mean, what the heck? How long has that been doing that in the wind? And I could not hear it. All right, give me a second, clean that up. Okay. We're gonna look and see if I can find that thing that I dropped. Ugh. Okay, we're gonna look and see if this one's gonna work. So it is narrower. So hoping this works. If it does work, I will leave a link in the description. If it does not work, you can leave a link in the description of what will work. Get one in, see how we're feeling. Oh yeah, that should work. Knock on wood. Shouldn't have said that. Why did I say that? I also don't know how far in these need to go, or do go. I would think a decent amount, but you know what happens when you think, what am I doing? Also, it's crazy windy. I just want to make sure these aren't gonna like strip out, pull anything out. I mean, they're in there pretty good. All right, good enough. Let's figure out what that is. The downside of everything being aluminum is, no, it doesn't stick. All right. Well, looky there. Hot dog. Huh. Okay, so that's how you do that. So that's what that ring is for. But I think the new kit, which I'm about to show you, does not have to reuse that piece because I think it's got its own, but we'll find out. I guess I can just go ahead and show you. Ta-da! Steering wheel is off. This puller worked. Holy cow, look at the, maybe I should have used an extra washer because that was about to, do something not good. Those washers bent a little bit, but I will say this part didn't bend any, so that's kind of surprising. Actually, okay, steering wheel is off. Now for the fun stuff. Okay, so like I said, this adapter did not work. Two of the bolts did. So if you see this blue case on Amazon with these, don't buy it for this application. I mean, it's a nice kit, but it will not pull your Humvee steering wheel off. But if you want to use those bolts, that will crush the washer. Dang. All right, if you need to remove your Humvee steering wheel, buy this little guy. Maybe invest in some better washers, but this worked. I do want to show you these, how bent these got. Focus, there we go, look at that. I mean, these are cheap, but still, just goes to show. Whatever, it doesn't show because it won't focus. Stop focusing on my face. Well, they're bent. If you can't tell, just take my word for it. Jeez, okay. So, if you've been watching, which I don't know why you'd be here if you haven't been watching, but if you haven't, go back and watch some of the others. I've got a new steering wheel. It's actually, I think, a little narrower too, so I shouldn't really lose any space, especially since I have this new adapter that I'm pretty excited about. From American Machine. All right, got our own Allen key. Oh, I appreciate that. An oops bag. Okay, we got 2 Allen keys. turn signal cancel knobs. So that's what I was showing you, those will hit to turn off the thing. Steering wheel screws. I'll keep going with this and then we'll take that apart. God, it is super windy. I don't want my screws to blow away. But I also don't want to close the garage door because it actually, what is on my shirt? Oh, dirt. Woohoo. That's cool. All right. There's your American Machine horn button. That's cool. Meow, meow. Dang, that is beefy. There's all your different screw configurations. All right. Dang, this is solid. So, I got these new glasses. My insurance was ready for another pair. And the place I normally go for glasses, because I am the way I am, I just get the exact same frames. I've gotten the same frames the last probably 5 years. And my insurance doesn't cover all of it. But I feel like I need to use my insurance, otherwise it goes to waste. But, you know, I'm still paying a couple $100 out of pocket for glasses that I already have and don't really need. So out of principle, I didn't buy any at the beginning of the year. And I thought, I'll try the Meta glasses, because maybe I can record my point of view of what I'm doing. Not that it's going to be impressive, but maybe you can look on in judgment or entertainment. So, we'll see how this actually looks. You may be looking at it now. If you're not looking at it now, I did something wrong, or it looked bad, or I broke them. Who knows? Golly, it is windy. Okay, and it's got everything for the horn. Plug and play for the Humvee horn. All right, let's see if I can figure this out. All right, so we're gonna start here. We're gonna put the steering wheel screws in. If you're wondering, still haven't heard anything back from the courthouse. Just thought I'd give you that update, even though this is the same video, so I don't know why I'm bringing it up. Maybe just because it's sad. Okay. All right, tighten these up. So these bolt heads are why it's recessed on the back. I guess I should make sure these are pretty secure. Okay, anyways, I got sidetracked. So we're going to take out these 2 bolts on the inside. I guess we don't have to take them out. We will. Poke that guy through there. And then we'll line up these holes. If I can get some light in there. Ow. All right. Now we'll put our cover plate back on for the horn. May paint that later, TBD. Guess it kind of depends on what color I'd paint the truck. Which, to be honest, that changes every day I look at it. Surely none of y'all are this indecisive. If you are this indecisive, please let me know in the comments, because sometimes I just feel crazy. But a lot of people would have said buying that. A lot of people did say that buying that was crazy, so they're probably not wrong. Okay. Horn button is in. Now we need to put these two little doohickeys in to stop the auto stop when you've got your turn signals on, and then you turn it back. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's take a look here. New steering wheel. You've got your cool horn button, meep meep. You've got your horn wire. You've got your turn signal return, and then your nice adapter. So let's go put it on the truck. All right. Oh, what an idiot. Yeah. I gotta take this back off. Because this nut has to go right there. All right, hold please. So, like I was saying earlier when I was assembling it, just so you could take a look, you know, like a bench test basically, what you actually want to do, just get the adapter on so that you can actually bolt this to the shaft. Obviously that's what I meant to do. I just wanted you to see, you know, what it would look like before I went to all that trouble just to take it all back off. Yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Okay, so my wheels were mostly straight, and I haven't done the alignment yet. So in theory, I can adjust this a little bit. So my wheels are straight. Pretty sure that's how I wanted to go on. Just in case. Throw a little bit of everybody's favorite anti-seize on here. Try not to get it all on my person. Oh no, that's too much. That's way too much. Come off of there. Okay. Well, that clump just wants to stay on there, and it's on my hand. Daggum. Huh. How convenient. Okay. Let's put that somewhere I won't touch it. Okay. Wish that bracket was tighter. Oh, it's missing screws. Yeah, that's why that's not tight, because it's missing screws. I mean, the bracket does bend though too, let's be honest. Okay, anyways. All right, I like that. Okay, to get back out your, what is this, 15 15/16. Dang, almost a whole inch. All right. Just give it some ugga-duggas because you definitely don't want that backing off. I'm sure there are actual torque specs to this. I don't know what they are. So, I mean, just sweet. Now is when you want to reassemble or assemble for the first time because, you know, a normal person knows to do that first, right? Well, I guess that's about it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Make sure to like and subscribe. Mainly subscribe. I mean, you can like, you can dislike, you can leave a comment, but subscribing is what helps me know that you guys want to see more of this and helps motivate me, honestly. I will keep you posted on what the courthouse says on the title. If I can get the government to cooperate, I'll do that. If not, hey, maybe Dirt Legal will want to sponsor an episode and help me with the title. Yeah, buy some merch, all the fun things that I always say at the end and ramble on about. No rambling. Get you a steering wheel adapter. Oh, yeah, I'll talk to you about that next time. See you next time. All right, let's see here. Steering wheel is done. Next time, belt tensioner and transfer case seals. I think I showed you. Mine was bouncing around, so I got a new one. So I go in, go ahead and put on a new belt. And I went ahead and got a whole kit of seals for the transfer case because I figure it's bound to happen. I just got to figure out which one of these goes on a leaky one. So yeah, that's next time. So come back again, please. Keep watching so I can keep doing this.